Hello everyone, how are we doing? The phrase Black Lives Matter has become very important in the last few years due to recent police killings of unarmed individuals in the Black community, a movement that started shortly after the acquittal of George Zimmerman and the death of Trayvon Martin. The Washington Post since then has started a real-time database to track fatal police shootings. As of July 10, 1,502 were killed. 732 of those were white, 381 were black, and 282 were of different race. Police officers should be better trained to handle these situations so that these numbers can be more proportioned. If you look at the percentage of black Americans in the United States, it's only about 12%, and 381 of them have been fatally killed by the police. This is a serious problem in our society, and we need to find the root of the problem, ask questions about how these officers are being trained, and lastly, what is done to improve these social injustices. Our officers are killing black Americans at a higher rate. The question is why. According to 538, blacks are more than 2 times as likely to be shot and killed by police than white Americans. Researchers have done studies that reveal racism definitely plays a part in the killing, but it's too broad to explain the direct reason because racism can manifest itself in several different things. The first being biases that would make it more likely that an officer shoots an American. The second is systematic police practices that enable more encounters in minority communities. In these communities, blacks are more likely to be stopped. Researchers call these low-rate encounters because the chance of them actually finding a weapon is very low. And this also contributes to the third reason, because even after accounting for higher crime rates, it's still proven that blacks do get stopped more than any other race. In general, cops experience more of these encounters than any other race. Justin Nix, a criminal justice researcher at the University of Louisville, said the only thing that was significant in predicting whether someone was shot and killed by police was unarmed, was whether or not they were black. So we can see how police practices and biases contribute to high rates. How cops are trained also contributes to the death toll. Cops are taught to be prepared for the unexpected, to view everyone as a potential risk. During their training, they're shown videos that show officers being beaten, being killed, for being distracted for even just a second. They're also trained that the culprit isn't necessarily the actual shooter. Sometimes they consider it the cop because of their lack of focus on the suspect. They also go through a lot of hands-on experience that shows them different ways that a suspect can take advantage of them within a second. If the cop does feel threatened, he is within his rights to shoot to kill. The problem with this is so many biases are there that it becomes hard to assess whether or not the police officer was in fact within his rights. This is why even with video evidence, it's still hard to convict an officer because what he perceives as dangerous is not something that we can standardize. To improve social injustices surrounding police brutality, we must improve in several areas. Officers need better training to handle situations that escalate from emotions, which could have been scaled down or even prevented. We also need to look at who's being hired. All police departments use right now the same criteria. Tracy Mears said, there's a certain amount of aggression that they look for in a person. If you are too docile, I've known people to be rejected from police departments because they weren't aggressive enough. I believe new criteria is required to screen individuals for characteristics that would make them better officers. Improving these relations, I think, would help the cops fully embrace the communities they're serving. If cops are more invested in the community they serve, chances are they will do a better job as an officer. Another solution may be body cameras for officers on duty. A study done found that the rate of UOF dropped about 58 to 64% even when cameras were turned off. This is because people tend to adhere to social norms and changes to their conduct when they think they're being observed. The study also found that citizens' complaints declined when cameras were in use and when they weren't. This is a direct result of conscious effort by officers to improve their behavior knowing they're being watched. It is evident that the rate of blacks being killed is higher than any other race. We as a society need to improve so that social injustices do not occur at higher than normal rates. We need to address racism within our police departments as well as changing systematic policing that targets minorities. We also need to improve how cops are hired and the training they receive. Black Lives Matter because they really matter to those in charge of protecting and serving.